Let's speak now to James Dorsey. He joins us now from Singapore. He is a senior fellow at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore. James, good to have you on the show. While many countries across the world, as we're seeing, are in the process of relaxing their lockdown measures, China, in Wuhan, we saw a new small cluster there, and now the city is testing its entire population of 11 million people. A nightclub incident has led to a spike in cases in South Korea, a country which has been hailed as sort of very successful in handling this pandemic. And Osaka and Tokyo, Japan's two largest cities, remain under a state of emergency. This is not over by any means.
No, it certainly is not. And as we've seen in the partial liftings of lockups across the globe, it's really a balance, and we have to wait and see whether or not that is workable or whether it leads to a second surge. What I think the ministers of China, Korea, and Japan are trying to do is several things. Primarily, one, obviously lessons learned and exchanging experiences, but also if they can standardize the way they are approaching things, or in any case, set common standards, then you can start thinking of creating, as we've seen among certain European countries, as well as Australia and New Zealand, the creation of bubbles where you can start to get the movement of people again.
Okay, let's talk about this standardization, because this is pretty much ground zero countries when it comes to this pandemic. They are ahead of the curve, or possible, as you mentioned, future curves compared to many other countries. And now a lot of them, like we just mentioned, are concerned about a second possible wave. What can other countries, especially European countries, the United States, Latin America, the Middle East, learn from what they are going through in terms of perhaps creating a travel bubble or the standardization of particular things?
Well, in many ways, the first initiative on this is not an Asian initiative as such. It's actually a Euro Australasian initiative. So you have a group of 7 countries that includes Greece, but it also includes Australia and New Zealand and several others, who have agreed that they would allow travel within that bubble of 7 countries. What they're doing at the moment is working out how they standardize their testing procedures, so that, of course, anybody that gets on a plane from, let's say, Athens to Sydney, before he gets on that plane, it has been established that that person is not infected. Now, I think that those are the kinds of procedures that you're going to see also in Asia emerge.
Okay. James Dorsey, live for us from Singapore. Thank you very much for your analysis.